Nearly 2 years after an Austin police officer's death, his accused killer will go on trial with his own life possibly on the line. Brandon Daniel is the first person since 2011 to face the death penalty in Travis County.
He's accused of killing senior officer Jaime Padron near a Walmart in North Austin.
But the decision to sentence someone to death is a difficult case for prosecutors. So what will jurors need to consider? KXAN's Chris Sadeghi joins us live from the Travis County Justice Center.
Robert, compared to other big counties in the state, death is typically not something that Travis County jurors have to consider. And given the circumstances of this case, they could have a difficult decision in front of them. 7 months after Jaime Padron was killed in the line of duty, the DA's office said his accused killer should also face death.
When he's taken from this community should be able to have that option, the ultimate price.
Now that option and the 12 people who can use it are set.
Really what it's going to come down to are the two questions at the punishment phase.
If jurors convict Daniel, they'll have to answer those two questions. Number one, would Daniel be a future threat inside of prison? If that's a yes, then question number two, are there any mitigating factors that should spare him of the death penalty? If that answer is no, he will be sentenced to death. Any other combination of answers would mean life without parole. Attorney Mindy Montfort says Daniel's state of mind could answer both questions.
The defense is going to show that this is an individual who would not act this way had he not been intoxicated and did not have a violent criminal history.
And that could help their case on the question of future threat.
The state, on the other hand, is going to say, look, he had every benefit growing up. He wasn't an abused child. He came from a good support system. He voluntarily ingested those drugs.
And the state will say because of that, Jaime Padron died. That brings us to one last factor.
It will be interesting to see if they can set that emotion aside or whether or not that's going to play a part in giving the death penalty.
Now, one thing that should not be a factor is each individual's juror's opinion on the death penalty. During jury selection, they said that they could follow the letter of the law, and they will take an oath swearing to do exactly that. We're live at the Travis County Justice Complex. Chris Sadeghi, KXAN News.
All right, Chris, thank you. Digging deeper now, since the death penalty became legal again in the mid-1970s, the state has only executed one man convicted of killing an Austin police officer. I was there to cover that execution in 2010 when David Lee Powell died by lethal injection. 32 years earlier, he shot 10 rounds that killed Officer Ralph Oblanedo during a traffic stop. Powell spent more time on death row than any other inmate in Texas after a series of appeals. On the day of Powell's execution, more than 100 current Austin police officers gathered outside the Huntsville prison.